Hi guys, and welcome to Subscribers Draw My Nails episode 8. Today's video is going to be a little different than past episodes of this series. This time I only gave you guys a template for one finger, and that way I can get to more because I always love so many of them. I always want to do more than two, so I thought it would be really fun to just do one hand of 5 different people's designs. Before we get too far along, I do want to thank McCart for sponsoring this video. In today's video, there's obviously going to be a ton of nail art, and for a lot of it I will be using their newest collab with YouTuber Gabby Angelique. This is a gel liner set of shades specifically picked by Gabby, great for nail art. She does a lot of really great manicured designs, really sleek. You will see these in action in today's video, but congratulations to Gabby and McCart for this collaboration. If you're interested in picking up this set, you can get this, of course, on McCart.com using your code EmilySusanna for 15% off, or it's also available on Amazon. If you want to participate, I'm actually going to leave the template for my next round of submissions on my Instagram for over a month about. The theme for episode 9 will be Valentine's Day. The template and my guidelines, rules for that will be in my Instagram story highlights, and you can send one in anytime from now until about the end of January when I'll be filming it. Once again, thank you to everyone who did submit a design. Because there was only one design to do, and I feel like this template was probably a little easier to draw on. Every design was really, really great, but like I said, I am going to do 5. So this was not necessarily a Christmas themed episode, but I did pick 3 out of the 5 to do Christmas themed for you guys because I know a lot of you really love Christmas. Today we're going to start off with our Christmas designs. So the first design I will be doing is from Bethany, and it is this peppermint design. Of course, I love that it's green, but also that some of the swirls are glitter, and of course a little peppermint charm in the middle that we're gonna have to make, so let's do it. This nail will be going on my pinky, which is small, so I'm going to do it as a press-on. I'll be using mainly these today, since almost no one changed the shape or length of the nail. That template was a picture that I traced. I felt like it would be easiest this way opposed to trying to do it on this little nail. So let's begin. I'm going to start off with a green base. This color is a bit brighter than the picture, but it matches my hair. Cure definitely needs a second coat. For the silver, I'm going to take Lucent. Oh, this is hard. One line in, it's hard. I am going to try my best to stay to what they put as like the amount of swirls. Okay, I feel like it's coming together so far. I've messed up on this last one right here, so I'm gonna remove that because it looks good up until that. I don't know what I was trying to do with that. Most of the time I clean up nail art with just some rubbing alcohol. Okay, try number 2. God, it looks the same. I don't know what's wrong with it. There we go. I think it's the angle that I was working on because it looks good from the side, but then from the top, it looks just like a block. Also, I definitely know this is a little off center. I think it's fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal. While that cures, I'm going to make the peppermint inside using a mold. And I've tried to clean this. This glitter flakes, whatever, does not want to come off, but we're fine because it shouldn't come off in one of these. I'm going to use this one because it's almost like a perfect like disc. For this, I'm going to use some polygel, just a white for the center, and then I will paint the green on. And we're just gonna put that in. Hopefully that's good. I'm gonna really just try to like smash it down and scrape the excess off. Here we are. Because this is polygel, a super pigmented one, I'm gonna put it in for 90 seconds and flip it halfway through. Let's see if it comes out right. Oh, is it gonna? Oh, it did! It's like a little hockey puck, except it's missing a little piece right here. See that? Next to my crusty dusty nail. These are my real nails, by the way. Look at that, over my real nail. I'm going to make another one in hopes that it is even all around. Try number 2. A little bit excess, but better, I think. Wiping it with alcohol. Give it a little. Okay, we got a good little puck. I do not even know how to draw on something this small. This is stuff that you use to stick the nails down on a tip holder, that stuff. So I'm just gonna stick this on there and then hopefully it'll be a lot easier for me to paint it. When I tell you guys, I am trying my best. I can't even see this that well, so I'm like doing it in my viewfinder because it's easier to see in my viewfinder. Managed to get that all done. That was something that had to be like an inch away from my face while I did it. Now I'm gonna stick it on here with a tiny bit of that sticky stuff still on the back so that it stays down. For the candy wrapper, I'm gonna use this Model 1's Poly Gel. I think it matches perfect. Oh no, that's a little too yellow, isn't it? Oh no. Just kidding, we'll use this SXC one. Color matching is so hard. Alrighty, so I have this all cured. And here it looks now. I'm going to do some filing around the edges just to add a little bit of detail. Here is the best I could do. I don't think it's too bad. These were a little bit hard to do, but that's okay. So now we have the nail and the charm, which I think actually match pretty well. A top coat. To attach it, I'm gonna use this right in the center there. Nice, good amount. We'll attach that. That's a little bit bigger than that. That's okay. Here. All right, hopefully this looks a little bit better once we top coat the charm. I feel like it wasn't really popping like I hoped it was gonna. And here we are. I hope it looks kind of like it. I feel like it kind of does. To put this on now, I'm just going to wipe my natural nail with some alcohol. Do a quick little rough up. Not much though. Another wipe with alcohol, some dehydrator. And I'm just going to attach this with some glue because it's basically a press-on now. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that glue on here and stick it on. And voila. I suppose our next design isn't exactly Christmas, but it is winter because you guys know I love winter as like a season and just the aesthetic of the snowflakes and blue and everything like that. So our next design is from Sam, and I thought that this little penguin was too cute, and they drew it in a way that makes me think I can recreate that. Do you know what I mean? It looks simple enough that I think I can make it happen, but it absolutely looks like a penguin. So thank you, Sam, and let's get on it. Can we believe I was actually able to find all of these fairly easily? Thank you, Sam, for the reference. Additionally, I picked out a clear acrylic, a light blue acrylic, and this blue acrylic. And I'm really excited to do this one in acrylic. I feel good about this one. Like, I think I'm gonna be able to do it. Since we're doing acrylic, I'm going to do a tip. I am going to use my Young Nails Protein Bond. I actually, after trying this out, I really like it. So many of you said that you also really like it. All of these nails and the ones I had before had stayed really well. All right, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I think I'm gonna start off with a super thin layer of clear. These snowflakes are quite a bit larger than in the drawing, but we'll make it work. I think I have decided to ombre the color underneath the snowflakes and stuff. That way we can really clearly see it. Is this my smoothest ombre? Definitely not. Just trying to get this a little bit smoother. So because these are pretty big, and if you've ever tried to encapsulate a big chunky glitter, you know how it can go. So I'm gonna try a hack that I actually saw on TikTok. This is all dried acrylic, and I'm gonna put just a glob here, 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 basically anywhere I am going to put a snowflake. I'm going to grab a snowflake, and I'm gonna sort of wiggle it around and make sure that there is gel on every single part. I think I'm gonna actually put this one there, here, and here. For so long, I almost felt like, no, you can't stick things down with gel and then encapsulate with acrylic. I don't know why I felt like that. It still feels kind of wrong to me, but nonetheless, it works and there's not really any reason you can't. So the hack, okay, ready? This might be a little hard with one hand, but what you do is you are going to basically smush everything down with your saran wrap, and it should cure in place so that no edges of the glitter stick out. I hope that this works. I also saw a device that sort of did this. It was almost kind of like a jelly stamper with a light, which if you're doing this all day, every day, could be useful, but if you're only doing this occasionally, you don't need one, you can just do this. Moment of truth. It actually looks really flush, so I'm really excited. I hope this works. It does. You do get some of that effect, but look at how nice and flat all of that looks. I am thoroughly impressed, for real. I'm not sure if that texture of the crinkle in the saran wrap will stay. I guess we can see. If it does, I'm not too mad about it. This is supposed to be kind of like a snowstorm, so I feel like that's fine. But 10 out of 10 will absolutely use that a lot. For everything else, I'm just going to do a thin little layer of clear to just get all these little glitters to stick on. All of the glitter in action. I'm just going to focus on clear capping this now. Now this is looking a little thick. Definitely went a little bit overboard with the clear. So let's fix this so we can put that nice cute penguin on. So I'm pretty happy with the shape of this. This one is a little bit thicker, but I actually don't mind. I think it looks actually really nice. But I want to show you guys something that I've been doing. So if you see these nails, they are extra, extra clear. And something that I have discovered recently is if you almost never feel like the top of your nail is super, super smooth or it doesn't look as shiny as you want, what I've been doing is I've actually been getting some acetone. And acetone does break down acrylic, but it doesn't do it instantly. So to sort of melt together any individual little scrapes from our files, I've been just wiping it with acetone, and I feel like that has made a difference in the clarity and smoothness of my acrylic nails. Also, can we please take a moment to look at that encapsulation of those snowflakes with the saran wrap method? So good. I am going to be doing some nail art, so let's start with a matte top coat. A matte top coat just makes it a little bit easier to draw. I'm going to start with Classic. I'm really glad that there's a black and a white one in this one. If you've seen any nail art videos from me previously, you know that I always use a McCart black and white. So I'm really glad that they made it into a liner gel version because they're always so pigmented, and I think these ones are even a little bit thicker. I messed up when I did this template and I should have given it to you guys this way because now I gotta do this pretty much upside down. The best way to tackle stuff like this, in my opinion, is to just start with shapes. So I'm just going to start with the body and I'm gonna do the white underneath first. Even though there is a black outline, I feel like the black will be just much easier to outline rather than filling it in. It's a little bit of a chonky penguin. I think that looks good to me for its body. I'm not worried about making this part super perfect right now since none of these edges are gonna show. I'm gonna go over this white a little bit. I'm actually going to do another matte top coat onto this because I'm really nervous about doing that black outline. And sometimes, you know, if you put black gel on top of white gel and then you try to wipe it off, the white cannot look as white anymore. So I just want to protect that. I'm gonna use contrast now. When you take these off, a lot does stick to this, so you're gonna want to sort of scrape it on the inside as you pull it out. And then I find instead of like pulling it this way, I like to just like twirl the brush part inside so you don't get all kinds of gel on the outside. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I can do it. It's fine. It's fine. I ended up messing with it too much to now it's just a mess. I think I'm gonna have to do this in little strides and cure. Like little stride, cure, little stride, cure. Actually, so far so good. I'm gonna attempt to do this little triangle now in the center of the head. Okay, I can breathe now. Now we just really have to worry about the eyes and the nose. How cute. Okay, mine's not 100%, but I feel like this is probably the best little character I've ever replicated. I'm gonna touch up the little black at the bottom of the feetsies and we'll put a top coat on it. I'm going to do a shiny top coat because there's glitter and they didn't specify, but I usually assume if there's glitter you put a shiny unless you want it this frosted look. But anyway, I'm gonna do a shiny. I absolutely love this one, so cute. Let's move on. For our next design, this design was honestly sent in a ton, so I figured I would do it. When I was looking through submissions, I feel like this design almost came up every 1 out of 10 times. But this particular design is from Abigail, and they put that I can add ornaments or tinsel or whatever. So we'll see how I feel about doing some, you know, little sprinkles of extra stuff on there. Also, of course, we will have to make the star. I'll just be using these full cover tips again for this nail. Probably the rest of them also. Little dehydrator. Once again, I am just going to glue this one on. Put a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue around the edges on here. Okay, I know I need to clean this. Okay, I know. It is so bad. There's hair, there's glitter, there's gel, but I'm gonna use one of these stars. I think that they might end up being a little too big, but I wanna try. It says the star is made of polygel, so I'm gonna use this one. It's called Eggshell, and it has a little bit of a opalescence to it. You can kind of see from the other side if it's filled in all the way. I'm going to do it to this one too. I basically just put it in here and squeeze and hope that the pressure fills it all up. Pat it down a little bit and cure. Hopefully these look good. Ooh, that one actually looks amazing. Aside from like the little strips that's easily taken off, that one looks great. I'm not even gonna take the other one out because this one's perfect. Okay, amazing. That was significantly easier than I thought that was gonna go. For the green, I'm gonna use this. It's like the perfect dark green. Second coat. I want this one to be really opaque, so I think I'm actually gonna do a third coat. Now I'm going to do the light strings. Ooh, that seems a little thick, doesn't it? Let's retry that. Why am I so bad at this? What the heck? Perhaps we'll try a different angle maybe? All right, y'all. Probably gonna be a little blurry for this one because I'm gonna try an angle that works better for me, but not as good for filming. What is wrong with me today? Yay, all done. Like magic. I've got out a bunch of circular glitter to do the lights ornaments with. I guess they would be lights. It says we can add, but I want to just make it like the picture. I only want the little circles from this, so I'm just gonna try to, that way I can dig through them. Oh, look at how cute that is though. There's a little tree in there. I actually think I'm going to do this part matte. I'm going to use this gel to attach them. I don't have a great plan about what I'm gonna do to seal the glitters in, but I'll figure it out, I guess. What color is this? This is a dark one. I think it's like a burgundy almost. Something in me is telling me to not do the same color, so I dug through to try to find some different colors. That looks so cute. Before we put the star on, there's actually only one change I would like to make to it. When I was growing up, my absolute favorite thing to do was pick out the star. So I want to put just another little piece of glitter in the center of this, preferably a gold one, just to make it like a really pretty star. So I'm gonna try to find a gold star that will fit inside of that. Might have to dig through quite a few things to find it, but I will. Okay, are you guys ready for what I'm gonna do to this star? Just gonna hold that and put a thin layer of top coat. I'm gonna put this little iridescent star that's a little bit smaller than this on it. Do my absolute best to position it. Cure. Dot of gel and another star. Let's attach the star. Probably a good amount of gel right there. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty thick star for on top of here. I think we're gonna have to file that down. One moment. Let's try this again. There we go, that's a little bit better, not quite as thick. Last touch is I'm just going to put a shiny top coat on the star. I love it. Now, if you're a little disappointed that these have been kind of simple, you're in for a treat. Up next, I have saved what I think will be the most challenging nail to now. It is this really amazing tentacle drawing. I don't even know how I'm going to tackle this. but it is so good and detailed and creative. Like, wow. I really hope I can make this happen, but I guess we'll see. So for this one, obviously it is extremely well drawn. And she says it could be the tentacle is the nail, or I can have the tentacle on something like a ship. And I want to do the ship because I think that sounds cool. I'm going to start with Brownie from Femi's collection. Only a little bit of this is going to show, so I probably won't do the wood details on the whole thing. Just a second coat. Now I'm going to go in with this one from Kira Sky. And these are pretty similar colors, but to create some wood texture, I'm going to wipe this brush off super well. And I'm just going to like, see, doesn't that look like kind of like a wood texture? I feel like it does. I'm gonna get a little bit of this out and use a little bit of a smaller brush. Again, under doesn't really matter too much. It's just like, I think this chunk here might show a little bit. And then over here, I feel like it's like so dark you can't even really see. Definitely not my best work, but honestly, you'll barely be able to even see it. I am going to make the ship part matte. It specifies that the tentacles are very glossy, so I think that this would be a good contrast. And if it's like an overturned boat in the sun or something, I think that this would dry up. Oh my gosh. This is the wrong nail. It was supposed to go on this one and I have it planned out and other segments filmed for a specific order. So because I already did this and showed you guys, I'm just gonna fix this. All right, all fixed now. I decided to bust out the solid nail glue for this one in hopes, was it tipped over? Yes, it was. In hopes that this makes sculpting this tentacle just a little bit easier. My skin did not love it last time, so I'm gonna use a glove. I think I have a plan. My course of action is going to be to sculpt the tentacles on my nail, and then I think all of the little sucker parts individually, and then put those on afterwards. I guess let's just get it going. If you don't know what this stuff is, I have a whole video on it. They call it solid nail glue because you can mold it and it doesn't stick to things. Only when it's cured does it start to really stick. Honestly, this stuff is really easy to work with. I think we'll be fine. It looks almost like there's just multiple layers to this tentacle. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I think one of the hardest things with it is just making sure that things are smooth before you cure it, or it's exactly what you want, because it is hard to see since it is clear. But I think that's looking okay for that first little bit. Some of those are air bubbles also, which won't really matter once it's cured. Okay, so there's our first part of the tentacle. I'm just gonna cure this on. I can always go back if more ship ends up showing and touch that up, no problem. But let's cure this now. I think it's a good height, and then all cured. All right, let's do some more. I'm almost out of this stuff actually from my video and then now, but I actually ordered a couple things from Betsy, which is where this is from, not too long ago, and I think I ordered more of this stuff. So I think we'll be good. My skin does not love this stuff. I don't know if it's like a full-on reaction, but it just definitely makes it irritated. The company shows themselves using their fingers on this, so that's what I did originally. And after my video, they added to their website not to touch it with like your bare skin. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna just take that part off and redo that bit because that is not going. The edge of the second piece sort of got a little messed up. So I'm going to cure it so that I can smooth it down on it, because when it's not cured, it's still moldable and I don't want to move this piece where it is right now, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. There we go. Now that's so much better. We can get that defined second part. I'm really hoping that it's all fairly smooth on the tops and on the sides, because you can sort of buff it, but you can't really do that much smoothing on like round bits with this kind of stuff. I'm gonna cure that, and I'm gonna make a little sort of like another third, I don't even want to call it a layer, strip. Honestly, is this a realistic tentacle? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Haven't got a clue. Is it from a squid or an octopus? I also don't know that. Does it say? Nope, it just says tentacle. I don't know. It's so hard to see. I'm just gonna use all these little leftover strips. Hopefully you guys can see. I know it's like white, but these are also clear to fill in any pieces and whatnot. I will probably more than likely have to go in and do some touching up after I put some color on, because that will really show what I missed. So it's kind of hard to see like this. You can sort of get the gist of it. I'm going to see if I can buff it at all to where I can see what's happening. Wipe with some alcohol first. I honestly should have probably mixed this with a little bit of gel or something, but I don't know if that would make it less easy to work with, you know? I think I have identified what I need to fix. The center main part of the tentacle, this one that's like layering on top of the other ones, needs to be bigger over here. And then I think we're actually pretty good. I'm going to try to do a little bit of cleaning up with my e-file. Is it gonna work great? Probably not, but I just want everything to be a little bit smooth. I know on there it says textured, which I'll tackle that in a minute. I can only do one thing at a time. So maybe you can see where we're at with this. I think that it looks okay. Parts of a tentacle. Okay, hold on. They're literally called suckers. Okay, haha. I thought there was gonna be like a more technical name for it. We're gonna make those now though. So to do this, I'm not going to do it on the nail because I feel like doing it this way will be a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do is just roll these. I will need some thinner ones and then some thicker ones. I wonder if I could just like slice these. Okay, no. Well, I tried. I'm basically going to just make a bunch of little balls. Okay, I think that should be enough. I'm going to transfer them to the paper. I don't believe it'll stick. Now using a ball tool, I'm basically just going to smush them in. Dipping this in alcohol before seems to help. All right, and that looks good. I think I've smushed them all. Oh, except this one. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to cure these. While those cure, I want to mix up the shade that we need. I don't believe I have a color that's super close to that. So we're gonna have to definitely do some, oh wait, this one does not, what is this? That's not the same. Okay, just kidding. We have one pretty similar and I feel like I'm gonna need a good bit. I decided I'm gonna start using these little silicone things to start doing my gel mixing because it all gets contained basically. And to clean it, you can just cure it and pop it out. And then I need a little bit of a darker one too, because these ones are a little bit, not quite the exact color. They need to be a little more purple. Just ask for a drop. Oh, okay, that was way more than I thought that was gonna be. Oh, can just see where we're at for this now. We have all that. We actually need a lighter version as well. And then for this one, it's going to be the lighter one. So I'm gonna add some lilac to it. And for the darker one, I'm actually just going to add a little bit of the brown. It's gonna need a little bit more. All right, my three colors, they don't look that different from each other, but they're just different tones. Because this is already cured, these will not stick on their own, so I'm just going to do a layer of gel. And listen, I don't know if this is going to be like 100% to the picture, because the picture has so many little itty bitty tiny details, and it's super well drawn, and the more well drawn it is, the harder it is to do in real life. Might have to make more of these. Okay, I think I am gonna have to make some more tiny ones for just this little side. Oh my gosh, we've come so far on this. So it said that the tentacle needed to be textured, but I don't think that's going to be super possible. I think there's already gonna be so much going on, and this is not gonna be a 100% smooth surface anyway, so I feel like it will be like naturally textured enough. Naturally. So now let's paint it. I'm gonna just paint it all one base color at first, and I hope now we'll be able to really start to see the layers. Ooh, I mean, it does look kind of cool. I mean, even just with that. And here we are. I don't know. This looks so cool. I have no idea how someone could come up with this. Like, I'm jealous of how creative this person is. I will have to definitely clean up the ship, but I'm just going to do a little bit of cleaning up as I go as well. I'm gonna clean out the inside of the suckers because I don't want any gel to flood in there. I still want to see those like defined. Here is the second layer. I feel like the base color on this is pretty good. So now I'm just gonna go in and do some different shading a little bit, some different tones. And here it is. So this is something that I can just keep messing with forever. So I just decided it's probably time to stop. I am going to top coat it now. I'm gonna use a brush like this to top coat it because I feel like that will make it get in all of the little crevices a lot more. It's like you want to get it in all of that. Look at how many times I went back and forth with the colors. Now that I'm done with that one, let's move on to our final nail. That should not take us nearly as long. And last but not least, I have this cute design from Hayden. I thought after the tentacle it would be good to end on a little bit of an easier note, but there are still a lot of little elements that she added to this with the different glitters and different colors in the background. Plus, I feel like I never got to do some of the like trendy swirly designs when they were really popular this year, so I finally want to do it. I'm going to start off with a matte coat as usual. I put a base coat under this though because it was a little bit thin from having to file off the previous design. I actually have no idea what color is at the top, so I'm just going to use what I can kind of see the very, very, very bottom color is, and that's just going to be a pink. So I'm just gonna start off the very tip of it. And why not? I'll just do this tiny little piece at the bottom as well. Our first color, I'm going to use Macao? Nope. Wow. Our first color, I'm gonna use Macaw. This is from the Birds of Paradise collection. I've pretty much decided to just wing it for how thick each layer is gonna be. It probably would have been smart of me to line it out beforehand, but oh well. I'm not really showing the colors because I'm just mixing what I have left with other stuff and just like custom color with custom color, and it's getting a little chaotic. Okay, and we are on to our last color. And now we're gonna do the swirls. So I feel like this should be easy to do, but I feel like it's also something that I can probably mess up, so let's see. Okay, now we're gonna do the glitter top coat, and I have two that I can do. I'm not quite sure which one I think is gonna look better, but we will go with this one. Ooh, pretty. Look at how shiny. I love this top coat. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it and you want me to continue doing this series. I of course want to do things that you guys want to watch, so that lets me know. Once again, thank you to Macart for sponsoring this video, and congratulations to Gabby. I loved working with these gel liners, and you guys know you will see these all the time moving forward. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!